And the BTC Reaper Mago on this channel to teach you how to reap the rewards of trading, whether the price is going up or down. Over on Bitcoin Dominance for the daily, we are seeing a bit of indecision here. This could be positive if our total can continue forward and we see it continue to outpace Bitcoin. Remember, that can give us the altcoin season. VWAP is pushing up though, so I would err on the side of caution. Over on total for the daily, we are trying to get a little bit of a push up. We have an indecision candle here. That VWAP is starting to curl forward. Momentum does look like it is starting to curl as well. And money flow is trying to push against that neutral. This does look positive, where if the lower time frames continue to gain strength, we may see a bullish trend return to the daily. Over on the 1 hour, we do have a potential where this could be like a shoulder, a head, and maybe a goofy shoulder right here, kind of like Bitcoin, and this could push us up. It's a very small pattern. It would only push us up possibly around this 900 billion. Our stochastic is weakening. RSI does want to make a bounce though, because that stochastic is trying to gain some strength, so watch that stochastic close. If it can gain that strength, we may continue forward. VWAP does have a higher low as well, so that is positive. If that VWAP can break that neutral and get a higher high, then we could kick off a bullish trend that would push altcoins further up. Over on Bitcoin futures for the daily, we do still have our bull flag. We haven't invalidated it yet. Our RSI does want to push up, stochastic is pushing forward. VWAP does have a higher low, so watch if it can break that neutral and make a higher high in the coming days. Momentum does want to push forward, so overall, we do look like we can gain strength here as well. Over on the 1 hour, again, we do have those gaps that we could end up filling, so we do have kind of hard to see. We have one gap right around this 97K range, and I believe there was another gap somewhere higher. We did not highlight it, but either way, we could push up around that 97K, and if we can push and hold that, then we could continue further. Stochastic is pushing down, RSI is pretty flat, momentum is dropping away, and that VWAP is trying to break into bullish territory, so if that VWAP can make a higher high and stay above that neutral, momentum and money flow can continue higher, and we would see stronger green candles on the higher time frames. So over on Bitcoin, we're still kind of chugging along, trying to make this flag possibility. Right now, I would err on the side of caution with all these indecision candles after a push down. This could create a bear flag that could try to invalidate our bull flag. Our stochastic does want to push up. VWAP is gaining strength. Momentum is pushing forward. So overall, we do look like we are trying to gain some strength. Again, just watch very closely. Over on the 1 hour, we do have a possible head and shoulders that could be forming. So this could be a shoulder, a head, and a shorter shoulder. It is a little bit of a slant as well. And this could try to push us up right around that 98K. And if we can break and hold that, we would push up to retest 100K. Momentum does want to push up. VWAP is getting a higher high, and money flow is pushing forward. If that VWAP can continue this bullish trend with higher highs and higher lows, then we will continue forward and see bulls gain strength. Over on graph for the daily, we're pretty weak. Overall, we did touch down right around that Fibonacci level. We have indecision, so watch the rest of the market. If our total can continue forward, we may see this make a rounding bottom. Again, we would want a strong green candle to show a rounding bottom, and then follow it with a green candle that would break that 14,316 to give us confirmation that we could continue to that 16,316. So VWAP is pulling back, momentum's dropping. Over on the 1 hour, we are pretty flat with VWAP favoring more bearish, so I would just err on the side of caution. Over on Anchor for the daily, we do look like we do have an invalidation of our pattern that was on those lower time frames. We'll have to see how that played out, but RSI and stochastic are pretty flat. That VWAP is pretty flat as well. Momentum is pulling back. Money flow is trying to push up, so we are trying to see some strength out of this consolidation. Over on the 1 hour, we kind of got early break up, so this retest here could have told you that we may end up continuing forward. I would just watch this, maybe a small mini gap, and remember, gaps have a high chance to fill, so we may end up pulling back and filling that. But that being said, we also have a gap above us right now and a gap right here, right around that 2281. So if we did fill that gap, we do have the possibility to set up a lower high, then continue forward for a potential break of that 2338. Stochastic and RSI are pulling back. VWAP's favoring bearish, bringing money flow lower. So watch for that VWAP to reverse. If it does not reverse, we will see bears gain further control. Over on XRP, very similar action here. So stochastic's pulling back, RSI wants to push up, VWAP is trying to gain strength, momentum's pretty flat. Overall, watch those lower time frames. Over on the 1 hour, we did get the same attempt to invalidate our channel, but we did push forward. We got that confirmation bounce, and we saw a kind of indecision zone. Then we saw a bullish confirmation with two decent green candles. That could have been your hint. We may make a run up and leave this zone behind. Stochastic does want to push up. At VWAP is a little more bearish, so I would watch that VWAP very close. Momentum is kind of flat. Money flow does want to push up, so overall, I would watch that VWAP very close. To answer your question real quick, Abolisher, before we head out, I'd say again, watch that dominance closely. Once that dominance starts breaking, then we're going to continue forward. Ideally, we would start to see typically altcoins break out in February. February is almost over, so it's kind of hard to use any kind of historical analysis on when altcoin season is going to take off. Again, I would just watch for this dominance here to start to break away. Once we start confirming lower lows, if we break below this like 60% and we see a strong candle body, then we are not able to reclaim these highs that we have. That's kind of where I'd start to see that altcoin season starting to kick off once we start to see bearish patterns form here on dominance. Thank you for watching tonight's video. I hope you enjoyed it. Hit the like and subscribe and join us in that Discord.